Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, to the channel IT Simplified. I hope you're having a good time with your family and friends and subscribing to channel. In today's session on Azure, I'm here to talk about storage account DR and failover option. So this was one of the feature that was required by customers. So in case something happens to your primary storage account location, you can fail over to a secondary region. And also maybe for migration purposes, there was a business case which was there for this kind of functionality. So we'll be looking into that. So let's talk about what are the prerequisites in order to have this functionality. So as you know, when we create a storage account, you have this option of creating different redundancy option. But in order to use this functionality, you need to have a storage account which either has a geo-redundant storage or read access geo-redundant storage. So basically, you need to have uh, your copies replicated between two regions. So with geo-redundant, it will be 3 copies per region. So 6 copies in total, right? And read access has the same option. The only difference is that you also get the read capability. Now they have also added some of the other options too from redundancy. Say, for example, you can have I think it is geo zone redundant storage, and also read access geo zone redundant storage. So extra layer of redundancy because your data is replicated within one region also. It is also divided into different zones. So any of these storage account that you have, you'll be able to utilize this feature and actually will see in the portal. So what happens is that once you create a storage account with this capability, your data is asynchronously copied to a secondary region, the paired region, right? So in case something happens to your primary location, you can fail over to a secondary region. So that's one capability. But something to point out over here is that there might be some data loss, which will be there. So while the migration is taking place, so something to keep in mind in case your application requires that kind of capability, or you can't even have that much of data loss. So something to, but there will be some sort of data loss in case you are doing a failover. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Other thing is that in case you have created a storage account with capability of premium, like premium storage, you can create a storage account with standard or premium. You won't be able to utilize this feature. Also, if you have Azure Data Lake Storage, this feature won't work. And I think the third is that in case you have enabled a warm policy on your storage, write once, read many, what you call the immutable storage. So this functionality won't be there, right? So something to keep in mind. But otherwise, any of these storage account with this configuration, you'll be able to utilize. So with this, let me go to the storage account, which I've already created. So I'm just gonna take you there. So I have the name ITSSA. So if I go under the configuration, you see it's a general purpose version 2. It is a standard account, hot tier, doesn't matter, hot and cool, it will work. The most important thing is that the replication is geo-redundant. In order to utilize this feature, I need to have a geo-redundant storage or read access geo-redundant storage. So with that in place, what I want to do is, if I can go under the geo-replication tab, you'll see my primary location is West Central US and the secondary is West US 2. And I have this button for prepare for failover. And you can also see on the map, right? So what we're going to do is let's go and click on prepare for failover. So it's talking about actually what I've explained you, that you need to have that functionality like GRS or RAGRS in your storage account to have this functionality. And other thing is that once you fail over, the account will be converted to locally redundant storage, and then you have to go inside the configuration and then change it to GRS in order to have that capability again. So what we're going to do is we'll say that yes, we want to fail over this. Click on failover, and you see that the failover is in progress. Now the time it will take for failover, to happen will depend upon a couple of options. So a couple of factors, I will say. So one important thing is how much data is there on your in your storage account. So it will depend upon that. So that's the most important criteria. I don't have that much data, but still I'm going to pause the video. And once this failover has finished, I'll resume. Welcome back, friends. So as you can see that the storage account has been replicated and my primary region has become West US 2 and it's in available state. And you can also see on the map that it's signifying over there that it has been failed over successfully. But as I said and mentioned before, that it will be under the locally written storage. So if I go under the configuration tab, you can see that the replication is now under the locally written storage. It means that I have only 3 copies with one region. And if I want to now replicate to the other way around, so in case something happened in this region, I need to manually go over here, pick GRS or RAGRS. I'm going to pick GRS for this. Click on the save button. So it has updated the storage account. So if I go back to my geo replication, you can see now it is back to the way it was. So West US 2 is my primary and West Central US is my secondary region. So this is the way you can replicate and your storage account, and in case something happened to your primary region, fail over your storage account to a secondary region. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.